Pears poached in red wine. Seems very simple. However, I must tell you, this is one of those desserts that will surprise you. First and foremost, because the first time I tried this, I did not think that red wine and pears and sugar would make such an incredible dessert. But I must tell you, to some of the biggest dinners that I've ever gave, big fundraising for 400 people, this was one of those desserts that always came back full of compliments. It is so easy that you can make it at home. There are a few simple steps that I like to walk you through, kind of things and technique on how to handle the pear properly. But let's get to that in just a second. Let's go to the main ingredient that makes this particular dish so incredible. And to begin is wine. You can use Pinot Noir, you can use Cabernet, you can use Merlot. You don't need to use very expensive wine. The wine is at the base of the sauce. We want to bring it to a boil and make sure that it reduces down to a syrup. But for that to happen, you have to put a certain amount of sugar. When I say certain, well, I'm almost exaggerating, is 2 amounts of wine and 1 full amount of sugar. We're going to bring this to a boil, and as it reaches a boil, then we'll put our pears on the inside. Let's go back and take a look at how is that we treated the pears. You can pretty much choose any kind of pear that you want, but make sure that the pears are not too ripe. If they are too ripe and they are very soft, you'll notice it as you're peeling those pears, as you're about to serve them into the expecting sauce wine, they will fall apart in a matter of minutes. When they're very ripe, that's a big issue. So you choose pear that you would almost call, if I can use a word that we use for pasta, al dente. Peel the pears, then what we have done, we need to core the pears. Let me walk you through this, because this is in itself, it's a little bit of a challenge. In order to make the pear stand both on the pan and for the operation we're about to do, we have cut the bottom of it completely flat out. Now, in order for us to core these pears, first thing I do, I use a paring knife, and with a paring knife, I cut the inside of the pear just the way through. Then we use the pear quarter or the apple quarter. Hold the pear inside the cup of your hands, then put it on the inside, turn it all the way around, and here you are. The core is left behind. This is a wonderful, versatile instrument. Do this with all the pears. Once you've done it with all the pears, go ahead and add it to the mixture that's waiting you. That is the wine and sugar that we have here. The important thing at this point is to bring this sauce to a boil. Once it reaches a boil, you want to reduce it and let this complete mixture to braise the pears, I would say, for at least 30 to 40 minutes. What's the difference between 30? What's the difference between 40? Well, I'll tell you in more detail, but the one thing that you want to be very attentive to is to make sure that you continuously braise the pear every 5 to 10 minutes to make sure that the wine, as it reduces and it becomes nice and thicker, covers completely the outside of the pears. Now, 30 minutes, the pears will be nice, but still very somewhat al dente. After that, you want to let them cool into their juices. Or you can pull them out and let them cool at room temperature. But let me show you exactly what the sauce will be like. You see how liquid the sauce is right now? Let me walk you next door here, where I already have a rolling bit of sauce. Look at this. These pears have been cooking now for almost 35 minutes, and look as I put it in. Look at the beautiful bubbling that they have. Oh, this is just about ready. When I turn this off, oh, the thickness of this. And by the way, this is a fantastic sauce that not only you can use for pears, but you can use it to accompany a chocolate sauce, believe it or not. What happens to the wine throughout this whole process, as it mixes together with the sugar, it creates a base that is unbelievable. But the one thing that I forgot to mention is that the pears themselves release an enormous amount of their own juices into the sauce. And as they do that, they create the base of something that's truly unique. If you really want to be creative, even more than this, once you pull the pears out, and this is an option, by the way, it is not the standard recipe, add some dark chocolate to the sauce. I know it sounds crazy, dark chocolate and red wine, but it's a wonderful combination that comes out together. What I'm going to do later on, I'm going to show you exactly how to actually serve the pears. So what I want to do is now let these pears sit right here in the pan for a good 15, 20 minutes until they're cool enough to handle. When you do this at home, you can do this ahead the night before. As a matter of fact, do not serve the pears so cold in the refrigerator that almost like ice cream. Before your guests arrive, take them out of the refrigerator so they come to room temperature. Reheat the sauce and thicken the sauce to the consistency that you like. Tricks that you can do with the sauce. You already have the one in the sugar, and that's wonderful by itself. If you really want to spike it up a little bit of cassis is a wonderful type of liqueur that you can add. A little bit of rum is something great too. And believe it or not, oh, a little bit of amaretto really brings it to the other side. Now, I'm going to come back, I'm going to clean up everything, come back with you in just a moment. I'm going to show you exactly how to serve the pears to make sure that when you bring them to the table, you're going to look like the professional chef that you are. And I'm going to help you turn your home into your favorite restaurant. Ciao. All right, what we're going to do first and foremost is cut our pear in half. Then we approach the plate. This is the mascarpone that I was preparing before. I'm going to put a dollop right here in the middle of the plate. On top of this dollop, we're going to place our pear just like this, as if she's resting on top of it. And then comes the part which I find, well, design-oriented. You could put it right on top of the pear, but this is what I like to do. Go all the way around it. All the way around it. And just as a teaser, right on top of the pear. As it goes by, you see the sauce flowing through. It's at this point in where Mother Nature and high cuisine, if I can call this high cuisine, meet. And it's not finished. Oh, no, it's not finished. I'm going to get even more involved with this. Well, you could actually do a little bit of shaving of chocolate, white or dark chocolate if you like to. But if you're anything like me, a little rascal, you like a little bit of nuts. So what we have in here is some chopped pistachios. And we put them together right in here, all the way around. And I must tell you that this is only a half a pear, but in my opinion, it's a wonderful presentation. So let me put it right here. And stay tuned, because when I'm going to come back, I'm going to have for you a surprise as you totally do not expect. I'm going to bring one of my good friends. We're going to cook together some fantastic recipes. And by the time we are done, you will say to yourself, this is fantastic. So I'll be back in just a moment. Ciao.